that Romo had played with throughout his career. Hey, loose neck, Mo Cheeks. I'm starting to understand now why the media kisses Tony Romo's ass, because even y'all are doing it. Yeah. Right. I'm starting to understand why it is that the media seems like that they want to ignore all of the negative Tony Romo. Not all the time. They do talk about some of the negative, but it seems like they give way more credence to the good of Tony Romo. Y'all are making excuses for this guy. Yeah. Very interesting. I never really thought it was like that. From Tiffany Sports and Heel, this Bill O'Reilly thing is old news. He been a perv. From Chuchi Girl from Lethal Weapon, maybe a molester or a groper. Right. From Thorny Swiss, Touche Loose Neck, let me grab a quick pick. I don't know what she's talking about. From Donovan Freeman, I don't know if you all know this, but Fox gave Ailes $40 million after he was fired. The lady who accused him got $20 million. Wow. From Leonard, Pittsburgh's finest, Bill O'Reilly was caught on a tape masturbating on the phone. What? Wait a minute. I said that maybe I shouldn't go that far and call him a perv, because what he had been alleged to do was basically try to use his status in life to get newtsy. But I didn't even know about this Leonard, Pittsburgh's finest. Bill O'Reilly was caught on tape masturbating on a phone. Dude's a perv. I'm trying to think. Have I ever been on the phone masturbating? Maybe I have, but I never was caught on tape. Shut up! Shouts out to phone sex. Wow. I got to read more on that story about O'Reilly. I'd never heard that before. From Dobby, Romo coughed up his fair share of games, but he was top 6 or 7, 8 quarterback in the league every year. Yeah, because he had the green light to throw the ball in the small spaces. Even though they resulted a lot of times in interceptions and losses, they continued to let him do it. They let him be a gunslinger out there. You know? It was never a conversation that I can remember, and I'm sure they did have it, a Tony Romo trying to be more careful with the football. Take a sack every once in a while, bro. Throw the ball out of bounds, man. Stop trying to throw the ball in triple coverage. From Finance John E., Romo is overrated. Listen to them tell it. He had a better career than Donovan McNabb. That's a true statement. A lot of people, and I'm shocked at this. I just said this. I'm shocked at this. A lot of y'all in here are riding with Tony Romo. Like, if y'all are riding with Tony Romo in this show, where we're super, for lack of a better term, this show and his listeners, for the large part, are super, super liberal. Okay? If y'all are riding for this cat, man, imagine how much the rest of the media, the mainstream media, is bumping for this dude. So I kind of get it now. Like, I would never think that people in here would come in here and try to, not say Tony Romo wasn't overrated. Because clearly he was. He may not have been rated to the degree of Tom Brady or Joe Montana or anything like that. But even where I think sports media in general kind of classifies Romo, I think is overrated. I think he's rated a lot higher. You just talked about 6 or 7 quarterback. I don't agree with that. I would say Tony Romo of his career, if I had to peg him into 32 teams, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, I would probably put Tony Romo probably like 20. Because, once again, I'm old school. And I got it drilled into my head. If you put the ball on the ground as a running back, you're not going to play. And it's been drilled in my head, to be careful with the football and turnovers. And I gave the stat earlier about turning the football over. No, from my background and how I think about how the game should be played, no, I don't want a guy, that's going to take chances and lose football games. I'd rather you be more like Alex Smith. Like, I'd take Alex Smith before I'd take Tony Romo. That's the perfect example. That's the perfect example. Y'all know I'm not an Alex Smith fan. But if I had my choice between Alex Smith, quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, and Tony Romo, I would take Alex Smith. And I'm not playing about that. I am serious as a heart attack about that. I would. His numbers are dwarfed by Tony Romo's numbers. Dwarfed. But you give me that guy that's not going to give the ball away all day long before you give me Tony Romo or even Brett Favre. Period. From Thorny Switch, she says, Doug being surprised about discussions in the chat about Romo confirms that he does not read the chat. No, I do read the chat. I read a lot of the chat. I don't read it all sometimes. I can't catch it all, especially during the show. I can't read it all. But I'm finding out, man, that cats really think Romo was a great quarterback. And they thank him for his work in Dallas. Even Dallas Cowboy fans. These are Dallas Cowboy fans that I'm reading this stuff from, that I'm actually surprised on. I thought that Dallas Cowboy fans across the board, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, hated Tony Romo. I thought they hated him. I would have thought that Cowboy fans universally hated Tony Romo. Like, I thought there was this thought out there that Jerry was in love with Tony Romo. You know, and clearly Jerry does have an affinity for that guy. But I would have thought as a whole, Cowboy fans despised Tony Romo in the Tony Romo era. Yeah, but it looks like that I'm wrong. It looks like there's a lot of people that thought that this guy was a great quarterback. From Dobby BS, you can go look the last 15 years. You're not naming 19 quarterbacks better year in and year out. Please don't tell me you're talking about Tony Romo. Damn, Dobby, Dobby, give me your, in summation, give me your reasoning on why you think Tony Romo was a good quarterback. Hopefully I'll see it. From RC, he says, I take Romo over Alex Smith, but I get it. He's overrated. Nah. Like T-Dub said earlier when he called, if you got a guy like Alex Smith and you got a good running attack and you got a Terrell Owens or you got a Dez Bryant on the outside, ball control. And once again, I'm old school. So I don't like the fact that they run 4 or 5 wide receivers and they throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. If it was me, I'd get in an I formation, old school style, with a fullback and a tight end. And I know the game's changed. You got to have more of a dynamic offense, man. But it's all about ball control and that stat that I threw out earlier about turnovers and what they mean as far as wins. And look at Alex Smith. I'm not an Alex Smith fan, but Alex Smith, man, has had some success. Andy Reid likes Alex Smith. Alex Smith really takes care of the football. He's not going to throw the ball to the other team. He's not going to make a lot of big-time plays downfield, but damn it, he ain't going to be the reason that you lose. You may not be able to stop another team. You may not have, like, these gaudy stats as far as passing, but you got a ball control offense with a good tight end and the Kelsey kid. You got solid running backs. You run the football. And you throw relatively safe pass patterns for Alex Smith and his ability to throw the football, and you win games, and you win the whatever division you're in, and you go to the playoffs like Kansas City did last year. And you had a better opportunity to win in the playoffs than I think you ever did with Tony Romo. And I mean ever. From Thorny Switch, Romosexuals ain't to be F with Doug. Romosexuals, I like that. From K3000, they always said Cowboys fans was loyal to a fault, loyal being the key word, no diss. From JT008, just like Falcon fans hate their entire squad, Doug. JT008, just like Falcons fans hate their entire squad, Doug. I don't understand the reference you're making. From Angry Black Man, Tony Romo was a good quarterback, but he never won a meaningful game for the Cowboys. Inflated numbers in that era that was made for offensive production. From Gilliard Rose Finest, Stewie has good morning, Grego. He's just giving a bunch of shots out. from T-Dub, give me that I formation and a fullback. Right. Ground control, ball control offense, you know. Everybody can't be Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Also, the thing you got to remember about Tom Brady and the Patriots and that offense, that seemingly dynamic offense, is they're cheating. Right. They're cheating. Even Russell Wilson, man, and what he's done and the success that he's had over the last couple of years. You know, they run a spread offense, but he runs the ball a lot. They've depended on Marshawn Lynch over the last couple of years, the running game. And when they made it to both of those Super Bowls, you know, run the ball. You know, they don't have Russell Wilson out there trying to be freaking Joe Montana, throwing the ball 11 times. The way you build a good football team is offensively being able to run the football and playing strong defense. And I guess the third thing that I would throw in there, man, is just controlling the trenches. You know, offensive lines and defensive lines. If you got good offensive lines, man, you can run the football. If you can run the football, that opens up the pass. You know, if defensively you can get after the quarterback and stop passing quarterbacks, you got a good formula for success. If your defensive backs ain't that great, or if your defense isn't that great, but you can put pressure on the quarterback and you can play good run defense, I mean, that's it. That's it. All the other stuff, man, the fluff and all of that stuff, man, and passing the ball and Romo threw for 5,000 yards and this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, it don't mean shit. Apologize for that. It don't mean shit. Simple as that. Let's get this right here. I'm doing the darn engineering today. Waterhead not here today. There we go. Wow. I always wondered why it seemed like there was a love affair for Tony Romo, but I understand now. There's more people that are fans of Romo and think that he was a good quarterback than I thought. Huh. Interesting. You learn something new every day. All right, when we get back from the break, man, Georgetown has its man. And it's one of their legends. We'll talk about it up next on the Doug Stewart Show. More you chat. And also, speaking of hating, y'all say I'm hating on Tony Romo. Speaking of hating, man, there's nothing worse than being hated on by your own damn coach. We'll talk about that up next on the Doug Stewart Show as well. Hour number 3, the Power Hour. Don't go away.
But you gotta be careful cause it might have some fleas. I got to wear protection cause it